Hey guys, Tim here from Candid TV. Today I'm going to show you this Philips PicoPix micro projector. Philips sent this out, so thanks to them for sending this so I could review it and bring it to you guys. But I'm going to give you the scoop on this projector coming up. Alright guys, so as you probably noticed, first off, this is a very small portable projector. It comes with this little tripod. I'm going to show you, I did an unboxing of this. So I'll kind of show you some of the stuff that's included and a close-up of the features and the buttons on this and everything. But it comes with this detachable tripod, which is nice. So it's a very lightweight tripod. It's basically plastic here. It's got kind of some rubberized feet on the bottom of it, but it just screws into the 1/4-inch thread on the bottom of this projector. So if you wanted to, you could always, use a different type of tripod if you wanted as well. But you can see breaking this thing down, it actually gets very flat and keeps with that small profile. So this is very nice because it keeps your projector portable. And again, looking at the actual size of this projector, this is it. So this is very, very small. You could literally throw this in your pocket. Again, this is great because you're going to be able to take this with you in a bag from room to room. If you're maybe using this in like an office setting or something like that, then that's very doable. So the cool thing is too, if you actually put this down on like, say, a tabletop, this has 2 rubberized strips on here that are non-skid and they keep that very well in place. And then like I mentioned on the tripod here, the feet actually have a rubberized kind of feel as well. So that's gonna give you a little bit of grip on other surfaces too. So I'd say definitely the #1 draw of this projector is gonna be the portability, just because the size of this alone makes it ultra portable. Just to compare this to another, quote unquote portable projector, this is the Philips one here. This is another one that I had that was previously probably one of the smallest ones I've tested. So you can see there the size difference, even with the tripod even folded down. This is still, kind of more bulky. Then this is going to be way more small and compact and definitely easier to throw in like a pocket of a backpack or even your pants pocket. So this Philips PicoPix micro projector has 150 color lumens. It is going to be best for use in dark settings and at nighttime. You can use it during daytime, and a big thing is it's going to depend on how far away you're projecting this. If you're using more of, they claim up to 80-inch picture size, which I definitely was able to put up on my wall, you're going to have kind of more scatter of the light and everything. So it's going to be a little bit less bright and concentrated if you're going bigger like that. If you've got this a little bit closer to the wall and you're, going for a smaller picture size, then you're going to probably have a little bit better brightness. So that's going to vary a little bit. Obviously, ambient lighting and things like that is going to play a role. If you're using this, say, in an office setting or indoors even, you're going to want the lights off. You're going to want blinds drawn and things like that as best as you can. But that being said, this did look pretty darn good at nighttime. And again, if you can really control the light around you, that's going to be key. And this is 960 by 540 pixels, so the native resolution on this is pretty good as well. It's actually a step above a lot of those budget projectors that come in at the 480p native range. So the quality is a step above those, and it is noticeable. I'll say I've tested a lot of those 480p projectors as well, and this is not only going to be, maybe an eighth of the size of some of those, it is also going to have a little bit better resolution, so that's pretty cool. So this PicoPix Micro has a Linux operating system built into it. It's very intuitive, very easy to use. From the main menu, there's literally like 3 different options that you can pick. And you've got your casting options, you've got your settings, and then there's kind of a built-in media player where if you're using like the USB attachment on here, you can plug in a USB stick and things like that. There is a mini HDMI port on here, so it's not a full-size HDMI. You can get a mini to like full-size HDMI adapter though on Amazon, very cheap. I picked one of those up on Amazon years ago for like a Surface tablet I'd use. So I'll put a link to one of those down there below in the description just to see kind of what I'm talking about there. That'll be an affiliate link. But yeah, there's a bunch of different interfaces on the back here. There's also a 3.5mm headphone jack. So you can use that for headphones, or you can actually hook this up to an external speaker and greatly improve your sound quality that way. Part of this is being minimalist and not having a bunch of stuff with you, but if you have a speaker anyway, then that is going to be one way you can definitely upgrade the sound quality. Just plug it into that through an aux cable and then that's going to sound pretty darn good. This does have a built-in 2-watt speaker, and I'll say I was actually pretty impressed with it. For just being 2 watts, the fan noise on this is pretty low in general. It's kind of a pretty low level hum that you're gonna hear. That's something that you're gonna get used to. Using some of these other projectors, I've had other ones that are definitely way louder. Speakers on here are gonna be serviceable for using it, and you know, that's great because that's the whole point of this. It's portable. You should be able to use this without having to hook it up to other external accessories and things like that. But again, if you want to get the best sound quality, hook it up to an external speaker, but you don't have to by any means because it does have a pretty relatively low fan noise, and I did actually like the speakers on here. So this also has wireless screen mirroring. I'm an Android user. I have a Pixel 2. My fiance has a Pixel 3a. The other phones that I have that are kind of the backup phones of mine are Android phones. So I was testing it out from an Android perspective. There's basically, if you click on the screencasting option, it'll have you click Android or Apple, and depending on your device then, you know, you can connect it differently. I use, like I said, Android. So a lot of the time you have the built-in casting options. I was informed that with the Pixel phones, I guess the Google Pixel phones are the one that are not supported by this. They have their own cast, I guess, where it's different from kind of the Miracast than that this is going to use. So on the Google Pixel 2 and 3a, I was not able to connect to this. I was able to hook up using a third-party Miracast app, both a tablet and the Galaxy S6 that we had as a backup phone. So you can definitely look up one of those Miracast apps if you need to. But otherwise, some of the other phones, it sounds like it should be supported where you just swipe down and into the built-in Android interface you can use that cast function, and then this should come up when you're on that screen. It'll tell you like PicoPix-25F or something is what it came up as for me. So all you would do is just pull down that menu, hit cast, and then you're going to select this device, and then it'll screen mirror over to the projector. Otherwise, you do have the mini HDMI port on here and the USB connector built into the actual charger where you can actually plug into that too. So if you have any files on that, you can play it as well. Again, if you want to use the cast and your phone is supported for that, then you can go ahead and use that. Again, it's great because the whole point of this projector is to be portable. So you might not even have to use any type of cables then to connect anything. I will say when I connected with my tablet and the phone that I was using, I did have a little bit of lag, but there's going to be a lot of different factors with that. You know, your internet connection, probably depending on what you're streaming and that type of thing. I was just playing a YouTube video and there was a little bit of lag coming through to the projector there. So anytime you're casting wirelessly like that, that can be something that happens. So again, you have the cast options on here, but then you also got the options to just hook up by line in, and you're going to have basically no latency at all with that. This is going to come with a remote as well, which is great. You can use the buttons on the back here to completely navigate. The power button actually functions with like a single press as an OK button. So you can actually use all the buttons on the back of here to completely navigate. So if you lost the remote or you didn't want to use that, you actually didn't have to. But it actually comes with the remote and comes with the 2 AAA batteries needed. So that's great. It's very easy to navigate this. In the settings menu, there's a vertical keystone correction. You can set it to auto. You can set it to manual. I personally like the manual setting because you could really dial it in on yourself, and I found that to be the most accurate. But that's great that that is actually included in a model like this as well. Typically on like a 480p option or something like that, you're going to have like a focus wheel and a keystone wheel, and the actual manual keystone a lot of the time doesn't work well. The edges of the screen get blurred. Having the electronic keystone correction on here, it actually works very well. And then button on the side, like right here, it's a little wheel actually, and by tilting that back and forth, that's actually your focus wheel. So it does have a manual focus wheel on it right there, and it's pretty easy to dial your picture in. You literally just kind of roll it until your screen comes in nice and crisp and sharp, and then you're good to go. So as far as to know if your phone's supported, it sounds like if you don't have a Google Pixel phone, you should be good to go. It said other Android phones and iOS is supported. If you have any questions, I would say just reach out to Philips if you specifically want to know if your phone is supported then, but as they told me, it sounds like pretty much just the Google Pixel phones that have compatibility issues with this. So again, talking about portability, this has 115 minutes of battery life on one charge, But again, it does have a micro USB port on the back here where you can connect the charger. You can use it and operate it with it plugged in as well. The one thing is this is so light that when I had this plugged in and kind of up higher on another surface, having the charging cable in there, the weight of the cable is almost kind of tilting this a little bit. So you just got to be careful with that. But again, you don't have to have this plugged in, so you can get by with almost 2 hours of playtime with not having it plugged in and just having it go off the internal charge. And then you don't have to worry, because if the battery does start dwindling down, you can always plug it in and use it plugged in. So Philips states that this has 30,000 hours on the LED lamp on here. So that might be eco mode, I'm not quite sure, but basically in your settings there's an eco mode. You can turn it off, or you can have like an auto eco mode. So it's going to decrease the brightness a little bit. But they basically say with that 30,000 hour life, you could watch this for 4 hours every day for 20 years before that lamp is going to go bad in here. So obviously this is going to be obsolete by the time that would even happen. So in short, you really don't have to worry about the lamp life on this projector at all. So the full manual is online. I'll put a link down here below in the description to where you can access that. There are also updates online. You can either put it on a USB stick then and hook it up to the actual projector through that charging cable, and you can update that way. You can also hook this up to your own internet, and then you can actually just update through the internet in the settings menu as well. But yeah, overall, I was very impressed with this Philips PicoPix projector. This is the micro model, like I said, and it is small. It earns its name. It is very portable. I was very happy with it. This is something you can, like, truly, people say pocket projector. This is something you could truly actually put in your pocket and use that way. I'm very happy with it. The actual picture quality was above kind of my expectations and what I thought it was going to be. Like I said, I'm used to even projectors in the 480p range, and for media and, you know, streaming and Netflix, all that kind of stuff, YouTube videos, that is not bad, honestly. So this is actually going to be 540p. I said it's the 960 by 540. So it's a step above that even. It's getting closer to the 720p range. So I was very happy with how this performed. The brightness was pretty good in the dark setting as well. Like I said, you can use this with just the speaker built in internally, the 2-watt speaker. Sounds good enough, and the fan on here isn't really too loud. So if you're looking for a portable option, this is a really great portable projector. The size and just all the features that are packed into it are pretty darn cool. You can hook up to it and wirelessly, you know, screen mirror your phone to it. You can use other options, like I said, a USB or a mini HDMI connector as well. So you could always hook up like a Roku player. I mean, you could even hook up like a PlayStation or something like that if you wanted to. You just use a HDMI to mini HDMI cable, or put a little adapter on the end of an HDMI cable, and you're good to go. So this is very versatile. I really like the portability factor of this, and this would be a great travel option, great for someone who's maybe on the road a lot. If you want to use this for, say, camping or, you know, a trailer, something like that, you could easily set this up outside of it, charge it up. You don't even have to use any cables for the 115-minute battery life. So it's pretty cool. So guys, if you're interested in picking one of these up for yourselves, the link's going to be down here below in the description. Shout out to Philips for sending out this one for my review. They did not sponsor this video, but they did send this out so that I can make a video on it. And on this channel, I do review a bunch of projectors, so if you like this kind of content, definitely hit that subscribe button down there. I do have a whole budget projector playlist as well, so that'll be popping up here as this video is ending. But if you want to check out all the way from basically the 480p range up to 4K projectors, I've reviewed a bunch of them there, so check it out.